Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We'll cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a great show for y'all, depending on who's watching. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel, man. So Jeff Teague is back at it again, man. Jeff Teague is back at it again. What am I talking about? As you guys know, Jeff Teague a few months ago, made some headlines that got him in some trouble, where he was on his podcast, the 520 podcast, I think Club 520 podcast or whatever, and they were discussing LeBron James. And in the midst of all of that, Jeff Teague just started saying, man, LeBron was on steroids, man. LeBron was on steroids. LeBron was on steroids. LeBron was on steroids. I'm like, yo, son, take it easy. So he said all of that, and then later on that night, he posts on Twitter, on his Instagram, y'all are tripping or y'all are bugging or whatever. And he had to essentially come back and retract the statements, and he said he got the call and all this. So people have been kind of making fun of Jeff Teague about that, right? There was also an episode when he had Joe and Jada on there, and he was trying to argue LeBron versus Jordan, and Fat Joe just laughed his ass right out of the studio. But there are clips that we found in the past of Jeff Teague basically saying Jordan is that dude. So for whatever reason, they were reacting to the game between the Lakers and the Phoenix Suns. So as they're reacting to that the footage or whatever it is, later on they start talking about, the GOAT and, who's the better and all of this. And then Jeff Teague, unsolicited, out of nowhere, just basically said that Michael Jordan is the undisputed GOAT. And when he played, it was never a question of who was the best player in the world. But he said when LeBron played, there was always a question. And even some of his panelists were agreeing with him. But before we even get into what Jeff Teague had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week I'm really looking forward to some of these upcoming games. This week I'm picking Stephen Curry for more than 29 points. I'm picking Kevin Durant for more than 27 points. I'm picking Giannis Antetokounmpo for more than 12 rebounds. And I'm picking Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love PrizePicks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to play what Jeff Teague had to say here, along with some of the other panelists on the show. And then we're going to come back and react to their comments. Take a listen to these guys here.
Tom probably the only greatest in the sport that's not even arguing. Like, people don't even argue about that.
Yeah, bro.
All right, Tom, you got it, twin. I don't even
90,000 yards.
I don't think we argue about Jordan. We just make it an argument. Like, I don't think niggas really argue about Jordan. We just make it an argument. Like, I don't think really argue about Jordan. We just make it an argument. Like, I think everybody in the world know Jordan the best ever, but we just try to make it an argument.
You think that?
Yeah. I like Bron because I grew up with Bron. So, like, he around my age, I'm going to give him the... But, like, when you watch Michael Jordan, you be like, ain't look real.
Yeah, bro.
You like you watching somebody fake.
Yeah.
It don't look real.
Yeah,
He be walking by like, scared of him? You got to really think, like, these scared of him.
They were.
But I really,
I'm rolling moves.
or that, yeah, a little.
I really.
It was just sad.
I ain't gonna say that.
No disrespect. I'm just saying to him how it looked. It's a huge difference.
Oh, he made it very clear. That
Yeah, but that's why I'm speaking for Mike.
But I ain't gonna say that because when I watched, like, I played against Nick Van Exel when he was retired, and I watched give a person on our team like 12 straight, and I'm just like, and he fat, retired, and he giving Dante Jones just work, wham, 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 and I'm like,
nah, Nick was wrong. I'm saying,
but I'm saying in my head, you know what I mean? You like some of them bad, and then you obviously we know Nick Van Exel wasn't
He was
sad.
cold as
But we watching him, and I'm like, damn, he talking about Mike like.
Nah, we know Mike is dead, bro.
And I'm looking at Quick like, you better than me. So you talking about Mike? How good was it? He like Mike, man, nobody.
To hear the way Mike talked about Clyde Drexler, like Clyde Drexler wasn't a premier player.
Yeah, that's what I was. I was
like,
saying
the way he was just like they compared him to me. I'm not.
Mike was pissed like them garbage, bro. Like,
Yeah, he called everybody.
Brian ain't gonna say that because it's kind of you can't for real.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate comparing them areas.
I don't like it either, but I'm just saying how much like greater Mike was to everybody than LeBron. Like LeBron's the greatest, right?
Yeah,
But
I see
like
what you're
we
saying.
be like KD. Like it was a talk like I might take KD.
Yeah, it
like
wasn't
I
no
don't know
KDs in
Kobe.
the
You know what I mean? Like
90s.
Kobe.
Yeah.
It's Kobe Bron. Who you got? Like it was never like Mike
Never said
and
It was Mike and Magic.
Bob
KD,
Knight
James
said
Harden.
you got the number one pick. Dude said I need a center. Bob Knight said start Mike at center. Nigga.
100%.
And Bob Knight hated everybody.
But he hated everybody. He was like,
he was EBK for sure.
we got the number one pick. Who we pick? He was like, we need a center. He was like, start Michael Jordan at center.
Yes, bro.
Well said.
Excellent. So you heard what they had to say. What are my thoughts about this? Now, let's address what man, Jordan playing against anybody. These are idiots. Okay? The people saying this are idiots. By and large, idiots. And they're amongst the most pathetic groups, group of NBA fans, because what they've degenerated down to is, since we can't argue the whole GOAT debate, let's talk about who they're idiots. Okay? They're idiots. Right? We have players today talking about if we played in the 90s, it wouldn't look the same. Like we would be looking like ass cheeks out here. Right? But this is what they believe. They believe that players that came up in that era, even after Jordan, the Steve Nashes, the Kevin Garnetts, the Tim Duncans, the David Robinsons, the Kobe Bryants, the Allen Iversons, these fans are idiots. Okay? There's no two ways to say it. There's no two ways about it. Right? If you think Hakeem Olajuwon is trash, you're an idiot. And you're a basketball neophyte, and you don't need to be talking basketball, let alone watching it. If you think Charles Barkley is trash, you're a basketball neophyte and an idiot. If you think Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and all these other guys, Patrick, if you think they're trash, then you don't understand basketball. You're better off watching Scooby-Doo, man. You're better off watching Scooby-Doo, eating yourself a plate of cereal and go taking a bath and going to sleep because you don't know what you're talking about. But nevertheless, we're constantly bombarded by these idiotic comments from these guys, right? But what Jeff Teague is saying was that when you watch Michael Jordan play, it was so clear. And this is what I've said. I said, when you watch Michael Jordan's footage, he doesn't look like a human being. It doesn't look like a human being should be doing this thing. There's no other athlete, or rather NBA player that I've seen that makes me feel. There's none. Not LeBron, none of them. Not Kobe, none of them. It was something different. It didn't look real. It didn't, and I can only imagine what people that saw him play live throughout his career. That's why I think a lot of them look at you guys like you're insane. But if you just go look at his highlights, there's nothing like it, ever. There's nothing like it. He's so much better. I watched some footage. He did a move against, he was playing against the Magic, and he did, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. That didn't look human to me. That did not look right to me at all. So these guys trying to make it this argument are idiots, flat out. They're idiots, and they're looking for a come up, and the come up is, let me be anti-Jordan, right? So Jeff Teague is saying what most of us already know, except these buffoons that run around here twerking it up all day long and pouring honey all over each other's ass cheeks, and then trying to make it a conversation. It's not a conversation. It's not. But as he said, we need something to talk about, so let's talk about it.